When you log into the collectorpro system as a collector, your queue will be displayed as the main landing page. Here you'll see the name and description of the queue and how many items you have to work for that day. The contracts are listed here, and you can highlight the contracts and view contract information, customer and vehicle information here on the screen. You can also filter your queue if you'd like to work just accounts that have promise to pays or just accounts that have not been called yet today. You can filter by clicking filter queues. You can also sort by the amount past due or by the customer name alphabetically. So you can customize the way that you work your queue from day to day. When you're ready to work your queue, you'll move to the bottom of the page and click Next Contract. If your supervisor has assigned you to help your fellow collectors, then you'll see this Help a Collector button at the bottom of the screen. This is going to allow you to access contracts that are in another person's queue so that you can help work through their assigned accounts. When you're ready, click Next Contract and it'll bring up the first customer in your list, and you can then work that account. You'll notice that you have some menus at the top of the screen. This customer menu will allow you to view customer information and edit that information if necessary. Rather than having to go into Fusion to do that, you can do that here in collectorpro. Same thing with vehicle information. If you need to edit something, then you can click Edit, and maybe you need to update the VIN or put some other information in here about the vehicle. You can do that in collectorpro. You can view the notes. You can add a note, refresh to get the most up-to-date information. You can do that here. If you need to open another contract, like maybe you're working this customer's account and somebody calls in to give you a payment, then rather than having to get out of this account, you can just click Review Contract, put in the account number, and open up a second or multiple instances of activities in the system. So you can see over here we have two contracts open. We have our current one, and then there's a second one that we could go in and work as well. If you are a supervisor in the collectorpro system, you'll see your supervisory menu, and if you go in there, you'll have access to the accounts that have been assigned to you for review. Any unassigned accounts that have fallen into your primary queue or have fallen somewhere else because they don't fit the criteria designed for the existing queues, you'll be able to review those and get those assigned to where they need to go. You can assign someone to help a collector in your supervisory menu by selecting a collector and then moving over from the list the other collectors that they can help. So if I assign collector 3 and I say I need them to help collector 7, I could bring that over and then click Save. Once that's saved, then the Restore button will not bring them back. Do you want to continue? You can say yes or no, and if you've made a mistake, you can just click Cannot Help and it'll drag that person back over. Under the system menus, you have an additional info and an actions menu. Here you can do things like view a summary of the loan in the status screen. You can quote a future payoff, and the system does allow you to change the payoff date just like in Fusion. You can view the payment ledger, get a payment history, print letters, and view any outstanding pickup payments if there are any. The Actions menu will allow you to add or remove a promise to pay, schedule a callback. You can assign or remove tags or alerts to an account. You can generate pastime codes or just view the existing pastime codes if you use that GPS tracking system. You can access the repossession processing menu directly from the collectorpro system. So rather than having to go into Fusion and assigning an account for repo, you can do that by clicking repossession processing. It'll take you to the same place. The Customer 360 is going to give you a snapshot of your customer's collection history, so you can see how many times they've been in each of your delinquency buckets. You can view any extensions or deferments that have been done. If there are bad checks that have been written, it'll give you a count. If there are any kept or broken promises, it will give you a total of those, as well as a percentage of your kept promises, along with the original maturity date and the new maturity date if any changes have been made. The last thing in the actions menu is the loan payment schedule, so you can view any of the outstanding payments and the due dates for those payments on the loan. Your customer information is going to be listed on the left side of the screen, and balance and collector information will be on the right. You'll notice a timer that's adding up time, and that's going to track how long you've been working in an account or how long you've had this account open. Under the customer information, if you have any holds or promises on the account, those will be listed. And insurance, if you have insurance information, it'll show you if that insurance has been expired. If you're a portal pay user, your general portal pay information will be listed under the customer information. Here, you can reset a customer's password. If they're a registered portal pay user, you can click there and then click reset password, and they'll get that email from portal pay with a link so that they can reset their password. The text messaging feature will be available in the near future, and you can access information about that by clicking there. If you have any pending future payments on an account and you're a portal pay user, you can view those pending future payments, and it'll list recurring as well as one-time payments. And then if you have a recurring schedule and the customer has started making payments, then you can view the payment information by clicking here. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see contract information. If there's a co-buyer on the account, you'll see co-buyer information, vehicle, and insurance information. You can add screen notes and cashier notes in the collectorpro system by clicking Edit and then entering your note. So if you cannot call the work number, put your note in and click Save. That'll appear on the screen every time someone comes into the account. You can do a cashier note as well, and those will appear here and in Fusion in the Take a Payment activity. So if a cashier is trying to take a payment and they don't have access to collectorpro, they can still see the information you need them to see. You have a tags and alerts button, so if you have any tags on the account, you can click on that and view those tags. And once you've worked this account, you can click Next Contract and go to your next one. To work the account, what you'll do is come to this tab system in the middle of the page, and this is where you'll actually start to work the account. So here you see a contact history. You can view invoices that have been created for this account. You can view the promise to pay history, and if you do have any pending promises, you are able to remove them from this tab. You could click Remove Promise to Pay if there were pending ones. If there is insurance information, you can view that. You can click Change Policy Information to edit, or in this case, add insurance information. We do have a user-defined tab that will allow you to enter any additional collection information you need in the system. So you can create what those user-defined fields will be and then track that information. And there's an activity history tab that will show you all the activity that's taken place on this account. The tab that I skipped over is the work tab. This is where you're going to come to make your phone calls, accept incoming calls, or edit the customer information. So you can see you have all the contacts that are on this account. So I have my customer, I have a co-buyer, and I have a reference. So here, I could select one of the contacts and click Call Contact, and it will give me the phone numbers associated with this contact. The contact information is here. I can edit the contact here. I could give a new phone number. It says this is his work number, and let's say we said we can't call this number. Then I can save that, and now you can see that put a warning, a yellow warning label on that phone number, and then it'll match down here the reason why. Once you're ready to actually place a call, you'll click this call button, and it's going to start a timer, which is going to time or track how long you were on that call with the customer. It won't actually place the call for you, but it'll start your timer. Then, if you have a short note, you can put the short note in this comment section. If you have lengthy notes, like you're getting the reason for delinquency or something, you can put those additional notes here in the add note section. And then you'll put the result of your call. If you needed to change the reason that you were making the call, you could do that here. If you need to change the activity or add another activity to this account, then you can do that. If you did get the customer on the phone rather than leave a message, you have some options here in your work tab. If you are a Portal Pay user, you can take your ACH or credit card payment here in the Take a Payment section. You can set up a recurring payment schedule, or you can do a future dated payment in the Add Promise to Pay area. For anybody, you could schedule a callback. You can add a promise to pay. And then when you're done, or if you left a message, you can click Finish Contact, and it will document those notes. You can finish that session, and then if you come over to the contact history, you'll see that we called the home number. In the activities section, you can also see there was an outgoing or a call out. Then you can go back into the work section. Maybe you need to call the co-buyer. So you place a call there and click call. Then what you can do is, let's say you actually got this person on the phone. Then you document it. Co-buyer said would pay Friday. Western Union Quick Collect. So you can put that you had, let's see, a promise to pay. You put your note in, and then you could come down here and add this promise to pay. To add the promise, you select Add. You're going to have today's date as your start date. The promised buy is going to default to your customer, so make sure if you're speaking to the co-buyer that you select the co-buyer, because they're the ones giving you the promise, and then select the day they're going to make their payment, put the payment amount that they're going to pay, and then the payment method. Now, if you're a Portal Pay user, you are able to create your future dated payments by selecting Portal Pay and then moving to the next area and selecting the payment account that you're going to be using. Otherwise, just select the way that the customer is going to make their payment. And if you have any additional notes you need to add, double click there. Otherwise, click Save, and you'll see your promise to pay is entered. You can exit that. You can finish your contact, cancel here, and then you'll see in the middle of the screen you got your promise to pay set. You've worked this account. You can see here you have your promise to pay and the promise to pay history. And now you're ready to move to your next contract, so you can click next contract, and then you'll be ready to work the next customer's account.